define where we are first of all. On the left, he'll be helping referee today, is about the 18-time light heavyweight champion of Kansas, one of the top arm wrestlers in the United States. He is, and in his first arm wrestling experience today, we had an interview a little bit about what the sport was all about. Frankly, he couldn't get enough of it. He thinks this is going to be an easy competition for him to run through with. Let's welcome
James Lowe.
All right. Now, before we put James Lowe together with Shane, let's talk about arm wrestling. First of all, let's talk about the table. It's 41 inches high. It's 38 inches long, and 28 inches wide. They're not sexy dimensions, but they're great for arm wrestling. The table has elbow cups. Now, let's start out. Every match, whether it's the two of these huge behemoth guys, starts out with the grip. The grip is a soul handshake. Let's see you guys start with the grip. Now, that is the grip. That's how the match starts from the beginning when you guys have only arm wrestled for the first time. Shane, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to get in for a minute. Now, let's set this up a little differently. Two guys have both won both of their matches. They're in the same division. The grip that you saw before isn't quite what's going to happen. It's going to look a little bit more like this. The two guys come up, they grab like that, and they get some attitude. We encourage that for 15 seconds, but if they can't get the grip, the referees will set the hands. All right, back in here. In arm wrestling, your left hand, let's get in the grip again. Your shoulders are parallel to the table. Now, for those of you who have not competed before, there's leverage involved in arm wrestling. To start with, my friend here has two chances of winning in this position, slim and none. Watch. I want you to get in closer to your arm. Closer to your arm. Now, the center of the table is not the exact center, but where the two opponents mutually agree to set up. In this case, if his arm is shorter, he's going to pull him here. Shane is going to move in there. You've got the grip, you've got the setup, you've got your hands on the peg. If you shoot pool, you'll understand the next rule. 1 foot on the table. On the floor, rather. 1 foot on the floor. You can wrap your leg around the table, you can push, you can do anything, but 1 foot has to be on the floor. All right, that being said, we have what's called a fair start. About 12 years ago for television, we implemented what's called a 2-go system. On the first go, the referee will say, ready, go. On the first go, the only thing you can move is your wrist or your arm. Here's what you can't do on the first go. Shane, drop down. Ready, go? He's dropped down. He's got a foul. Or he can throw a shoulder in. Ready, go? And throw his shoulder in. Now, on the first go, neither one of those moves are allowed. On the second go, those are both terrific moves. Let me get in a second here, Shane. So, a match is going to look like this. Ready, go? And then the second go, you can go like that, or a good move for someone who isn't as strong, perhaps, who has a go on the ready go, would be to drop away from the table. Any way you can, your technique has to be done on the second go. Are there any questions about that? On the second go. Now, let's talk about elbows in the cup at all times. If your elbow starts to go out of the cup, It's the only time a referee will ever touch you, and it will be a tap down here. He'll never play with you up here. He'll tap you to put your elbow in the cup. Elbow goes out of the cup. It's one foul. On the second, it is a loss. We're going to try not to lose anybody by a DQ, which is a disqualification. Elbows are in the cup. Now, how do you win a match? First of all, there's no time limit. The match is fought till its completion, but a match is fought when the other person takes him down to the pad. However, some lightweights, featherweights, and women may have shorter arms. When the match is down like this, it's called a parallel pin, we'll call it. Now, our 70-30 rule, I know it's a little complicated. When two people are fighting with the same technique and they go over the top with each other, if you're within 30, 70, and the hands break, the referee is going to take your arms and your hands and set you in what's called a power lock. I will instruct, the referee will instruct the power lock position, but it's from here. The match is going to be settled by pulling, one way or the other. Now let me get in 1 second against you. Now let's talk about something very important. We're very, very proud of the injury situation years ago. ABC Sports, you know, totally played up a broken arm. Can it happen? Haven't had one in years, and we have hundreds of matches. But here's what we're going to say as a ref. Let's assume the two of us are fighting. My left hand's on the peg. Get yours on the peg. Left hand. And I'm here, and there's a reason that I'm starting to lose. He's better than I am. I'm here like this. Anybody who throws a disc or a shot or a fastball knows that from here, I am in a losing position. I need to, from here, get behind my arm to continue. If he's like this and I'm out like this, we're stopping the match. Understand, I mean, so we're not playing favorites. We are stopping the match. We don't want anybody hurt here, especially with people that are strong, and most of you are, who are coming out. Here is a potential for getting hurt. We're stopping it. He'll wave you off right away. So if you do start to lose, get behind it, going through it. Now, for those of you guys who are fighting for the first time, you'll probably have 2, 3, or 4 matches. If you lose the first 2, you may get a third match, and if you lose the third, we hope there's liquid refreshment here for you. But that'll be it. Now, guys, ladies, a starting pitcher who's throwing fastballs in a baseball game has X amount of pitches. I'm going to tell you that if we're up here and I've had 2 or 3 matches that last 20 seconds, by the way, which is an eternity. Give me some questions. If we're here like this for 15 or 20 seconds or more, I've got a problem. I'm coming back, and somewhere I'm going to need a relief pitcher. It behooves you to win as fast as you can. If you know you're a lock against somebody and you're here for the sport and everything and helping him, yes, you can hold him up and pull a little bit. But a match is fought till its completion. Now, lastly, let's talk about the event today. In its 15th year with this same situation, everybody is in a round robin within your division. You're fighting at least 2 times, maybe 3. Then the best records from that round robin are getting placed into a single elimination, winner take all. What does that mean? You were 1-1, you're in the finals, you're wrestling a guy 2-0. If you beat him, you go on. The analogy being, you could break a world record in a 100-meter semifinal and not come up with the gold. All right? wrestle to get to the finals at 4 o'clock, 3:45, whatever. We're going to have sudden death, single elimination, the winner take all. 5 weight classes for men, 2 for women. We've got a lot of first timers. Anybody else who wants to come up, we will get you in either now or after the first round. If you come in afterwards, you'll have to face 2 people in the next round to even them out. Any questions about the rules? Oh, and lastly, with Shane or Mark, whoever's up here, if it's me, if we're doing a simulcast, with hundreds of matches and no instant replay, could a ref miss a call? Yes, he could. In our situation with Arm Wrestling USA, you may appeal the decision. You have 30 seconds afterwards to say, ref, he pulled out. If Shane and I or whoever's up here is undecided, it's an automatic recall. It's an automatic restart. Understand, if you think there's reasonable doubt and we agree, we're going to restart the match. Reasonable doubt. Now, let me say this. We are at a state and county fair. In Kansas, you guys are tough and everything else. On the appeal, please say the ref made a mistake. There are a number of ways that you could phrase that with children and people here. Well, we're not going to honor that. So you can be animals up on the table, you're gentlemen on the appeal. That being said, let's give a great hand to the Kansas State Fair and to all of you guys. We're starting in the featherweight division. Yes, you have a question.
Yeah, on the cup deal, if your elbow comes out of the cup, but you're up on the rim, is that a foul?
As long as the elbow is touching, you're all right. Now, and we'll throw in another one. Your elbow pops up simultaneous to making the pin. It's a pin. Simultaneous. Okay. Anybody else want to get into this crazy competition? We're going to start pulling women out of the crowd. But we're going to start in the featherweight division.
I'll wear a wig. It's awesome. I'll wrestle this guy.
Okay. We're going to let Shane in, and we're ready to go here. Featherweights first. Always late.
Oh man, I thought you were going to watch you get beat.
I was going to get hammered by it, dude. Hey man, let's move this out of the way, bro.
Okay. The featherweight division is for men 144 pounds and under. I want to make an anecdote that we have, in fact, a 5-pound weight allowance. If you see anybody in this division that looks 180 or 90, get up and make a comment about it. The inaugural